Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a weird edition of the BlastCast. Of course, it's the Free Fly Week, and I am Jarvis, and with me I have the Lost Man on a Planet, Lightning Dragon, and my brother, Captain Tyler. We're just going to get out here and experience the new content, play around, and right now my goal is to save Lightning from dying in a desert somewhere. So let's go ahead and get out there and do our thing.
Well, as long as your vehicle doesn't, do like mine did. I started it up and fell to the planet. Thought, I've not driven a dragonfly.
Which is what happened to me a lot on a dragonfly. But I think it's funny you got a crime stat for falling to your doom.
Yeah, that was good. Apparently, merging with the planet is
and
wrong.
Injury. Yeah, that's insult.
Technically, you didn't leave the landing pad. You were just underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please leave the landing pad. Okay. You phased to the ground.
Oh, my frame rate went up when I got away from the habitation center a little bit. So I still think that what we're really needing is the server side OCS. We got like half the equation. I know I'm getting Lightning for Christmas.
A quieter keyboard?
Yes. I actually like the new undersuit that they have as the default. I think it looks a lot better, more detailed. And frankly, it looks better than my other options right now. Because going to the executive armor.
It's naked.
No, naked would be an upgrade.
Invisible.
Yeah.
Emperor's new clothes.
Yes. I'm out of the elevator. I'm now in the spaceport. The elevator doors opened. I walked through. The game went black. I fell. I did not go down the elevator. I fell. And now I'm like looking on the inside of a wall. I see boxes. And everything's pitch black.
You've entered a place, a dimension in time.
I think I'm sinking through the floor.
You found the Twilight Zone.
No.
This is why we don't do live recording while we're playing the game.
Yeah, well, this is just an example. I mean, it's really everything this week is basically related to this. And, this would normally be something like an Explore the Verse, but I kind of wanted to show some of this and talk about, See, I feel that by next year, and this is, I feel that they're like 1 year away from the stability and solidity they need to do a good free fly event. There we go, success. I'll always say that their art direction team is they're freaking brilliant. Their art, their sound guys. I think the weapons could be a bit throatier, same with the engines, but well, that's details at the end. But some of the things they're trying to do, just amazing. But that's epic. That's like Luke staring at two suns, Tatooine epic. Dude, would you like to go riding on a train?
I guess. Don't we have to?
No, we don't have to.
If you guys came down where the hangars are, you should be right here.
Yeah, well, we're still getting in the elevator.
Oh. Do you know which hangar you were in?
We can go to the space show though, because you should at least see how that looks. Whoa, look at that! You're like dancing. All right, so let's go check out the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo.
So did you see me?
One ship.
Was
that you that ran into me? You're walking too slow.
I'm just taking in the
I'm
sights.
impatient.
Taking in the sights. Wow, it's
It's 1/300 series.
I was hoping that this would.
Amazing. They rented out this
Oh,
massive hangar.
this is the
ship.
new body type though.
This is what I was trying to ask you guys, because the rear engine's different than
Yeah,
everything.
this is at least hey, that's worth it right there. This is the new all of them are getting revamped to.
This looks more like a concept art, like you'd see. Like,
Yeah, it's
for
not
cars.
Yeah, it's not finished, but I mean,
Here's this block of clay. Watch as I sculpt it into something amazing.
okay, we're back to first person view because this is not working out too well. See, like, okay, under here, like the cargo's gonna come straight down now, and you just have it loads underneath that way, underneath the belly.
There's a seam right here.
Well, yeah, this is like a concept.
Well, I mean, like, this might be where the cargo is.
Oh yeah, it is. It's absolutely right there.
Not like a graphical glitch seam.
Yeah, yeah. So this is where the that door comes down there, and the I like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's definitely a door.
they went with smoother lines and the way the wings and stuff connect with one another. And
I think it's actually too smooth.
well, 600 is going for a smooth aesthetic. You look like the 85X. You look at things like that. They've done a remarkable job, I think, giving every manufacturer its own flavor. Initially, I think when you look at like the original 600 series, it was as anything's really developed. But they had a rough idea of what they wanted to look like, but they didn't have things like manufacturer templates.
But like the rest of this show is actually just empty.
Well, Origin. Actually, this whole hangar is actually the 890 jump. So that the joke's on you.
Oh no, the wings are partial beeper clipper. Come here and look in the back.
Yeah.
That top wing is just floating.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that?
Oh no! Why are they doing that?
Awful.
Why couldn't they leave it connected?
It's actually just floating there. It's like that is just dumb.
Why would they change?
No
the
no
airfoil?
connection. I mean, okay, if they added one connection piece in the corner where
Yeah.
I'd have zero problems with it, but because it just sits there floating.
Was the problem you have with the 600 is the fact that you could just shoot it like in the center mass and the bottom, and all the wing would basically fall off, and it was I don't know if it's been resolved or not, because once again, flight feels so terrible that right now currently, and this is why we're waiting for 3.5. It's not worth exploring, and that's a pretty common sentiment you see on the forums too right now. And I hate poo-pooing on all this, but we know they're making the right decision and they're making changes that I think will be significant. But until then, it doesn't change the fact that flight is absolutely terrible. Oh, I want this green suit. I know butterfly, right, or squirrel. But look at this. This guy's suit is nice. I mean, he's a freaking leprechaun. I love it. The clone begun. The Clone Wars have. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 7, and there's like one and another one. That's 8. There's 8 of the same dude standing right here. Well, let's step outside since we can go to New Deal here, or go outside. Yeah, actually, we are outside. Never mind.
Where'd you guys go? Remember, oh, here you are.
So this is where they were at the end of the presentation. Where none of the ships for purchase are drawn in.
Cool times.
Well, I mean, see those okay, lighting. You see those kind of tall, like, arch buildings slightly to the left. Those are your habitation buildings. That's where you actually go for your habitation. Each one of those little blocks there is a different room.
Well,
My people need me. I must go.
what do you mean?
The 600i. Oh, look out! He's losing it.
Oh, look at
I
him
see
go!
it.
There's physics for you.
Woo! Oh yeah. Okay.
Probably the mouse is trying to wrestle control.
Yes,
from
it
him.
was trying to wrestle control from me. I take my hand off the stick, the thing would just start moving on its own. He's probably like, I just want to communicate with the crowd, please, please.
Yeah, he's sitting there trying to go through all his contact list, trying to get permission to land.
Oh my god! All right, pretty soon there's gonna be an explosion, and someone's gonna say, "The humanity, the humanity."
Left alt backspace. Boom.
He is a leaf on the wind. Watch him float.
Yeah.
Watch how he soars.
Ooh, this might be an air show.
No, ships don't move like UFOs at all. All I have to do is add some shaky effects to it, and like it's a little out of focus, like a camera, like Margaret, look, there's something in the sky. I don't know. I think it's an alien. That's basically. I mean, if you just a little bit of effects, and it looks like a UFO video.
It reminds me of the first time he's got his gear down now.
He's gonna. I gotta see the result of this. Getting over the railing.
Oh, this can't.
You can do it. Oh no!
I'm
This
guessing
happened to me yesterday. I tried to land the thing, and then I got the last 2 inches. The ship went out of control. Oh no! He's stuck. He's there. There you go. He's got it. He's got it.
He's running upside down.
Oh goodness.
I'm just waiting for the hangar doors to go nom.
Yeah, nom. It's like that's not the landing bay. That's a trash compactor.
See, all these sparks are flying out of there as it's just start just recycling it. It's like,
see what they need to do here, and that brings up an
Stumper's
interesting
Depot.
point. Well, no, what they need to do here, and it brings up an interesting point, is that when you request landing, because there's very little visibility beneath your ship, and that's just the nature of the way they design things. You need to have the way to activate the automated landing significantly higher than where you currently can, and like make it a cone area extending out. So like when you cross the threshold, it'll just take control of your ship and guide it down. Because as you can see there, you have to, because your visibility options, you have to land like really oddly, and then that auto landing doesn't actually start to work until you're down between those doors, which often is too late. So yeah,
that hole looked like it was too small for him to go in straight down.
Yeah, well, it was a tight fit to begin with, but then you had the fact you can't.
Connie's lifting up.
Yeah, but you can't really see where you're going too well. So that's definitely something that they're going to need to address. And I think this last 10 feet auto landing thing is very dumb for a scenario like this. Of course, I understand it's Tier 0 implementation, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little like smart ass, but to me that would have been Tier 0 implementation to let that thing activate much higher. Still, it's nice just to watch these ships come in and out. You know, it feels like you're. I mean, like an Olisar, to a degree you can, but it doesn't feel as real as like staring out over an entire, basically, airport, and being able to see everything that's coming in and out like this. It's very cool. It really adds something to the world to make it feel more alive. Like you could just be sitting out here waiting for your friend to arrive who's flying to this planet, and you could see him come in and land. That's awesome. Now, there have been a lot of complaints on the forums about the idea that travel times are taking, it can take 15 minutes to go, for example, from Port Olisar to this planet, and less for other ships. There's different speeds depending upon which ship you're flying. The Caterpillar being one of the fastest ones, actually, and the Retaliator being another, which is saving grace for the Retaliator.
The Caterpillar?
Yeah, the Caterpillar actually takes about 6 minutes to get to Hurston. It's got a wicked hyperdrive, or quantum drive. I keep saying hyperdrive. Too many sci-fi games with faster than light or fast as light or whatever travel. But as I said, the forums have been there's been debates back and forth about this whole issue of travel time, saying, well, there's no way that this is viable because people aren't going to want to deal with these kind of travel times. Well, for starters, I'm going to have to say that I find this argument rather weak. And the reason I say that is that, for starters, just because you're playing Star Citizen does not mean that you're always going to be traveling massive distances. A lot of people are actually going to find a system that they're going to want to operate primarily out of. That's what's going to happen. Everyone's going to migrate to their preferred choice or where their guild sets up. And you're going to run most of your missions and operations out of that planet, out of that system. And a lot of the work that you can do is going to be done locally. You can actually get missions on the same planet, maybe just going to the other side of the planet. Long travel times aren't always a necessity to play. For some things, they're going to be a necessity, though. If you want to do a cargo run 3 systems over, don't expect just to hit the Skyrim fast travel button and be done with it. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are expecting that. And as someone said, you know, if you start adding, like, go to spaceport, instant travel kind of things, that you might as well call this, you know, No Man's Sky Citizen. But I mean, how can people expect quick travel? Like, when you have trains in a city. I would say this is the disconnect that we've been talking about for the longest time. The idea of, like, between the arcade flight minded and the sim flight minded. When you have a universe that has you sit in a train to go to the other part of the city, do Twitch arcade FPS shooter flight mechanics make sense? Not in the least. You want to have as much depth as possible in your flight. You want to have as much depth as possible in everything you're doing in your world, because this is as much depth as possible. This isn't just the door opens, you step through and are magically teleported. There's a train system. If they've simulated this, flight needs the same level of respect. And so does everything else, including travel times. And I feel that it's extremely petty, and maybe, and once again, a little bit, I guess you say, emotionally invested in this, to a degree. It's extremely petty, I think, for people who and maybe they're newer backers, to come in and start issuing demands that the game has to keep being dumbed down and simplified because they don't like the direction it's going or what it is. I mean, Squadron 42 is going to be your pick up and do a mission and be done with it kind of gameplay. That's there for you. But the persistent universe, the actual proper Star Citizen, that's not your. It can be if you pick up a close mission, something you'd be done with relatively soon. But for the most part, that's not what this game is. And you might just spend all day and playing with a friend, just like we're doing now, traveling around a city together. That might be the crux of it. Lightning and I may get nothing done during the course of a day, but have fun. Just go get some things done, like shopping wise or whatever. Find a good deal on a part we need, and that might be the whole session that day, and I'm fine with that. Mostly because we also have a lot of ships, and it doesn't really matter too much anyway. Hey there.
Go away, crazy person.
I mean, just look at this. I know the frame rate isn't like just the most ultimate right now, but wow. I mean, just obviously optimizations are coming, and my computer's mid-range, so he's looking at you longingly.
He certainly is.
Choice.
See, that's a good choice, sir.
My choice is whiskey or nothing. So
That's a great choice.
Look.
Okay, it was already full, and then he filled it up again, and now it's defying gravity.
Okay, there we go. Go.
Is the planet gravity messed up here? Back to this drink. There we go.
Respect
All right,
the drink. Drink the drink.
Oh, yeah, here we go. You see that? You see me?
I see you holding it.
You don't see me flicking it around?
I'm stealing your drink.
Now do the inspect and then just wiggle your mouse around like crazy. Yeah, you're just holding it on our screen.
Yeah. Shaken, not stirred.
Well, hang on, I better order another drink since mine just got stolen.
Oh, you walked, teleported right through me.
Yep. Barkeep, I need another whiskey.
I just pressed the fire button and whoa! I threw it on the ground. It's not part of the system. Oh, I got it. It's back. Drink. There, I'm gonna pick it up off the ground. There. Here we go.
I stole the drink.
Wow! He stole it right out of his hand.
I stole it right out of the bartender's hand.
I guess I need another drink. Yeah, oops.
Oops. All right. Yep. Oops.
Falling behind. hang on. I can get out.
I say his foot was clipping through the case there a second. I like how he's flapping his wangs.
Tyler, what are your thoughts on travel times? Do you think you have any issue with like a 2-hour flight to someplace if it, across one or two systems? Is that something that's going to bother you? I mean, you are one of the most time limited people I know. You get like a day and a half, a week of actually time to do anything for yourself, and even then, that's not even those complete days.
As long as you can do stuff on, say you're in a multi-crew ship and you have tasks or stuff to do, I don't think that's going to be a big issue. On a small ship, you may want to, go into cryogenic freeze.
Well, I mean, the idea that the game has massive travel isn't something that as a potential. It doesn't mean you always have to do it, but sometimes it's going to take a while to get to a place. That doesn't bother you too much. I mean,
no.
It would, to me, it feels like it's part of the universe. Now I know that Lightning, you're not a big fan of the travel thing. I know you're not. I mean, you've mentioned several times. Your opinion is you don't like long travel times because you don't want to have like a point in time where YouTube is the preferable option.
Well, think about this as I'm stuck here. Let's say you have about an hour to play the game, and you load into the game, and everyone wherever you're at has already taken missions. Either NPCs have taken the missions or players have taken the missions. So the only missions you have are an hour away. Then you just shut the game off and you don't play, because you can't do anything if you only have an hour to play.
And that's why we need, for example, and I totally get that. For example, other things that can be done besides missions. This is why I want them to bring in a stock market and things like that. So if you log in, you check and see your prices of the stocks you have, or you can mess around with that.
Freedom.
If there's other things that are outside of travel that have deep gameplay, it's one of those things that you can say, okay, I'm buying this, and then I'm paying this shipper to ship it over here to sell it, and and those kind of things too, where maybe you're not a direct cargo shipper, but you actually are a person who buys and sells directly cargo and then pays people to transport it. You create those meta missions. You're the mission giver. So you say, look, I'm going to make a bit of money. Someone else is going to make a bit of money. I'm going to set up some missions from goods I have, insure those goods, send it out, and then see how much money I make when I get back in when I log. At least this way, that the time you have, you can say, okay, I don't have time to fly, but I can get time to get some of this other stuff set up, and then actually maybe I just want to chat with my guild mates or something for a little while. I'll say, okay, I'm just going to chat with them for the next 30 minutes before I have to get ready to go to work or whatever. As I don't know. I mean, do you remember in Star Wars Galaxies, Tyler, we used to, even just the running to Theed on Naboo was 45 minutes. Because it was before the ground vehicles.
That was the closest we could get to put up a private station.
Yeah, and I had built the first station, the first base in the game, and everyone came to attack it constantly.
I still think we had devs that came in because the ATs and the ATs.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they spawned dozens of those AT. Oh, it was ridiculous. They're everywhere.
And players couldn't possibly. I mean, it took forever to get to having any ground vehicles, so to have something that large.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
And then we finally got to speeder bike things in the scout cars or whatever we had. We could get out there a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a game that any going everywhere, even though it was Star Wars, was on foot. You had to go to a space station, and then you had to go into the space station, wait for the ship to arrive, and that could be 15 minutes. And then it arrives, and then you get on the ship, and then it would do a loading screen. Obviously, back then there wasn't anything that flew around. So, but I mean, let me think of it this way: from our base to Theed was about 45 minutes, and then you have to wait, say, an average of about 10 minutes at the spaceport. But you had to run to the spaceport, which was another 5 minutes. Let's just say 20 minutes, 45 minutes. So looking at an hour 5 right now, just to get from my character's house to the spaceport to get to another planet, not counting what it's going to take me to do to get a mission out there or whatever I'm trying to do at the planet I'm going to, everything in Star Wars Galaxies back then took a minimal of probably close to 2 hours to do. And I miss that game. Because, when an enemy forces would come in to attack your base, distance mattered. Because if they were coming in, you could tell your squad mates and whatever, like, dude, they got enemy Imperial force like 5 minutes out. Well, your friends are 40 minutes out, which means you have to get as many guildies as you can out there, and you have to hold the line until your reinforcements can arrive. It's not an instantaneous thing, and that is so important to the nature of what Star Citizen is too. I mean, when you're dealing with permadeath and things like that, you really can't make an environment where there's little consequence to being away from what you're trying to defend or what needs to be defended. You need to take time to get there, because otherwise it's just be like, okay, our base is being attacked, and suddenly everyone just loads in, and then you're fighting their entire. I mean, there's got to be a consequence to having people away from being able to protect something.
See, I think with the mission thing, if you had say there's missions that are going to take you an hour to get to, those could be like main missions. If there's small things you can do in between, like you were talking about.
Yeah. As I said, there needs to be missions that are local, even within the same city, if need be. There needs to be missions at all sizes and scales and time lengths. And the time lengths also need to pay out accordingly. If you're doing something that's going to take you 5 hours to deliver a package, it should pay a lot more than something that's going to take 20 minutes to deliver a package. It needs to be scaled in a way that's reasonable. And it's just, I'm looking out, external view, looking backwards as we're going out. It looks really cool.
Look at all the debris coming off the window.
Oh, that's the
It's
airlock.
it's
I don't want to
snowing.
leave the ship.
It's ash.
Oh,
This
neat.
planet is just overplayed, overmined, and overpolluted.
All right.
You're gonna fall out, and it's gonna be tragic, and I'm gonna laugh.
Is you normally stand on the windscreen? Oh, I forgot. It's the strongest structure on the ship. Oh, okay, that's what I heard. That was one of the turrets was moving. That was a noise I was hearing out of the right channel in my headset. It's like I keep hearing a noise like something just turned on, then gun firing.
Well, unless they address turret rotation speed, they're all really bad. The only thing this is good at would be shooting down other large ships that can't maneuver, because it's awful.
Yeah. No, I was.
Size does not dictate rotation speed.
Are they slower than or faster than that vehicle, four-wheel vehicle, the tumble or something?
Let's talk about it in World of Warships matters. These things would probably take 30 to 60 seconds to rotate 180.
In other words, really useless against
The guns
a
are
fighter.
sticking through the ship right there. Actually, when you go all the way to the inside. Yeah, they're actually shooting through the front of the ship.
Yeah, I saw that. No, this is like 1 degree rotation, maybe at best.
Yeah, they're way too slow to be useful.
I'm putting my mouse at the very far left of my pad. Now I'm pushing. That's all the way to the right of the mouse pad. I barely turned at all.
Watch me slam right into the planet. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Good times.
This reminded me of the opening scene of Wrath of Khan, where they're showing the Genesis effect.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, there you go. So this is apparently one of the last areas of the planet that's still the way it was before the industrial weapons testing was. This whole planet's basically been used as a bombing target to test weapons.
Oh, that was nice.
Well, that's
Sure
why
about
the company got the planet cheap, and they developed weapons and military tech, and basically they would use this planet where they weren't actually having the city. They would bomb it, shoot it, whatever it took to test weapons out. And so now you add in the pollution, and Basically, there's only a couple of places left. Now, these wealthier, or these nicer, more way the planet was kind of biomes. There, this is where you'll find the wealthier people who run the company live in these areas because of the fact that it's not messed up.
This ship doesn't have a big cargo door, right? That's the reclaimer.
It does have a cargo in the back in the engine room. You can actually put a vehicle in it if you want.
Oh, okay, cool. I was looking around, but I didn't see any interaction menus.
Whoa! Take my hand off the stick for 1 second. And then he just goes, "Okay, I'm going this way now." Screw it! I'm going to park on the ground next to the thing. You know why? Because I can't communicate with the station, and I'm not going to try.
So I've joined Captain Tyler's group?
What?
I have no idea. It popped on the screen. It's like, you've joined Captain Tyler's group.
No.
You joined your own group?
Tyler, can you shut the ship off, please? I had to force my nose down. It's just trying to, like, take off again.
Okay, just a second.
We could shoot Tyler out of the seat.
We can try.
No, it won't work. It's not damaging my ship. He's stuck.
I know. I keep turning the ship off. I can click over the pilot seat. It says, "Would you like to enter it?" And I thought, well, if I get in, maybe I can get out. Oh, it just blinks at me like it's acknowledging my command.
I want to show you this. I'm sorry. I just don't have any way to fix that. So at least I can get this footage, you know?
Yeah. I just keep turning the power on and off, hoping to... I mean, it's accepting me clicking on things for some reason. I'm just stuck in this chair.
Well, now we know not to get into the co-pilot's seat and the hammerhead because it's probably broken.
Does seem to be the lesson involved in all this.
Oh, God. This is actually worse than the ship. Oh! Oh!
I know.
That thing is
I
fast
had
on
to
the
pick the
ground.
mouse up 4 times to turn that thing around 180 degrees. That's the thing, though, is that this is it comes down to is that turrets are.
This is supposed to be like anti-ship. This
Well,
is
I
anti.
mean,
this isn't even anti-personnel.
Turrets are a well-established thing in most games, and this is what's been odd to me is their struggle with making turrets functional is so odd to me because it's like you could think of
Not
1,000 games that have turrets and do them well,
This bad.
and they haven't referenced any of them.
I mean, you've got FPS people on the team.
But even Battlefield has turrets.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, you have like Call of Duty, which has had turrets in the game since like day 1, and they've always been pretty good. I mean, turret sections of the game are maybe not always fun, but they've never been, oh wow, I can't kill anyone because I can't turn it.
I just generally speaking feel that the people working on controls and the control interfaces and how things work have generally speaking been relatively clueless. And that sounds harsh, but I can't look at this 6 years in and say you guys haven't figured out how to make a ground vehicle like drive the right way or make a turret turn in all this time. It's these basic controls. It just tells me that, well, they're just not. They don't have a clue on how this stuff works. And this is why I've gone back since day 1 and unified controls. Get things unified and sensible and logical. Because until we're all basically playing the same game in a way that makes sense, it doesn't matter what they give us. We're not gonna be able to fully or effectively utilize it. So as the sun sets on another day in our wonderful Star Citizen experience, and I have to admit, overall, I'm very happy with the way things are going. It looks great. Controls, things like turrets, still need a massive amount of work. Obviously, we need the server side OCS, and the flight model is still utter crap. So I'm just gonna file that as a given. But I mean, how can you not look at that and just think, damn, that's that kind of says it all. And if they can just get the rest of the game with the controls and the flight together, it'll match that sunset. Then this game is going to be absolutely glorious. All right, thanks, Captain Tyler, for joining us today and getting stuck in my passenger seat.
Hey, at least I'm going through all the menus and stuff that I should not touch.
Exactly. So he's
Yes.
our permanent resident in there from now on. So much for getting to see a planet. And
I'm watching the trees sway outside the ship. That looks cool.
it is. It looks amazing. All right, everyone. Well, we'll leave that here. And leave your comments down below. We will catch you in the next one as I sit here and after I stop recording, enjoy this amazing view.
Alright, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, that's nice lightning.
You're an ass.
As soon as I figure out how to get out of this.